morning. What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Q. DZ the Double Easy. Another episode of All About Semis. How about you, drivers? Well, I'm gonna jump right into it this morning because somebody asked me in the comments on one of my videos. A guy said, why hire a dispatcher instead of an agent? And I guess, this particular person missed the whole point of the video. So basically, number one, why hire a dispatcher over an agent? Number one is preference. And it goes back to my other video, which I gotta upload. I haven't uploaded it yet. I uploaded part of one of them where I talk about doing you. You gotta do what works for your business. But again, why hire a dispatcher over agent? Well, again, preference. You do what works for your business. Now, this is my opinion. These are my opinions, and I like to, opinionate things off of facts. For me, this person says, well, if you get an agent, they'll get loads, and their goal is to make money, and your goal is to make money, and it's a win-win situation. And Landstar has agents that work directly with them, and blase, blase, blase. Okay. Again, when you're talking about agents and you're talking about dispatcher, know what you're talking about. Know what you're asking. And I say that to say this, not to be rude. I don't want to come across rude, because I'm not trying to be at all. But a dispatcher is a dispatcher. An agent is an agent. Okay? A professional dispatcher goal is to make money, and make money for the driver. An agent job, by nature, is supposed to be loyal to their customers, which are shippers and brokerage. Most agents work under a brokerage. Landstar is a brokerage. Okay? Now we got that out the way. A dispatcher or a dispatching company job is to be loyal to who? The driver. We're talking about dispatchers that have their own businesses and that work or hired for drivers. Not dispatchers that work for companies like big mega companies, or a glorified name for an agent is an agent that works for a company. So to say that you won't make more money or make as much money by having a dispatcher versus an agent is crazy, because a dispatcher, most dispatchers are going to make more money when you make more money. So their goal is to find you the best loads that's going to make you the money. And 9 times out of 10, your dispatcher is going to know how you want to run. An agent is not really going to know how you want to run, because that's not their primary job. Their primary job is to understand how to make money for their companies, and they're again going to be loyal to their customers. Who's their customer? It's not really the driver. Their goal is to get freight moved for their customers under any circumstances. So conflict of interest there. Don't get me wrong. There are there may be some agents out there, and it's rare, that'll be able to cater to two, but it's still two different businesses. A dispatcher is going to have the driver's interests at hand all times, because that's their bread and butter. That's where their money's coming from. And you kind of get the best of both worlds, because if you got a good dispatcher and a dispatcher that's been doing it for a long time, guess what? They got connections with agents. Win-win for me. Because 9 times out of 10, guess what? Your dispatchers is calling who? Agents. All day long, every day, for not just you, other drivers, and it's a network already built up. You know, you wouldn't hire a gasoline mechanic to work on your diesel truck. It's kind of in that sense. Is it impossible to have an agent and get the same thing accomplished? I'm sure there's people that dibble dabble in both sides of the fence, because guess what? Now they get money on being the agent, and now they get money out of dispatching you. So that could be a win-win. But again, I don't want somebody, you know, having loads as an agent, sticking me on loads because they get a cut out of the load, when I could have got a better load, or a load that just made sense, or a load that may have saved me time so I can make money on the back end, because they're attached to it. See, that you're getting into a gray area when you start doing things like that. And if it ain't broke and it works, why change it? For me, I have a dispatcher because that's a dispatcher. That's what they do. That's what my dispatcher does. And she's damn good at what she does. And I'm telling you, I'm happy. If you have seen any of my other videos, you guys know I'm happy as all get out. I have no complaints. She took me to an extra $3,000 a week when I was doing it myself. So I don't need to. For me, it don't make sense. Another thing about that situation is this: with an agent, you always got to worry about, are they skimming off the top? You know, they got the direct with the lows. They gonna tell you. That's the reason why you have shady agents in the first place. When you call, there's always one thing or another. You're not going to ever have your dispatcher saying, okay, the load pays this, and it don't. Because guess what? You pay them. So they ain't taking no money off the top of anything. You see what I'm saying? No, I mean, it's really, it's just a no-brainer. That's why I say it's the conflict of interest. Because you're always going to be, if you're going with that agent, you always got that agent. They're going to be the one that creates the freight bill and send it to you. Okay? I know this because I'm already in the process of thinking about opening my brokerage, and I understand how a brokerage works. Brokerage get freight from a shipper. They create a freight bill confirmation that they give to the agent. They never see what the shipper actually pays the brokerage. The agent turns around and make another freight bill they give to the driver, or the dispatcher, or the carrier. So I definitely don't want that person, or trusting that person, to be totally honest with me. We'd have to have a super relationship, or they have to be giving me a load that's just paying so much it don't even matter if they take anything off of it. Just wanted to add that piece in there. You know, it just really don't make sense, and you have to do what makes sense. And when it makes sense, you got to know what you're doing. And these are the reasons why you got to have knowledge, because people can just throw things out there and just say things, and then it's like you're in a spiral because you really don't know what you're doing anyway. And I'll say this off topic a little bit. This is why I say you have to do what you do and what works for your business. Because when I share this stuff with you guys, I'm sharing with you what I'm doing and what works for me. Okay? If I'm having an issue, some guys will reach out if they know I'm having an issue with something. They'll reach out and say, "Hey man, try this. Hey man, do that." You know, and that's always appreciated. You know, because we got to look for better knowledge. But at the same thing, in looking for knowledge, you got to already understand certain prospects and aspects of things. And with that being said, when I do things, I do them and I share them because this is what I do for me. People are not always going to like how you do what you do. People are always going to have questions about what you do, how you do what you do. But if you're happy and it's paying your bills, and what I'm doing pays my bills and then some, I'm happy, and you have to be happy with what you're doing. Don't take all this stuff that you're hearing, even from me. Don't take everything that I say as the gospel. Find out what works for you, and learn what works for you. But people always ain't gonna like how you operate. People always ain't gonna like how things are working for you, because they it's not working for them, or they couldn't make it work. And sometimes people will tell you you can't do this and you can't do that, or why do this, because it don't work for them, because they can't do it. They'll throw that thing on you, their karma on you. No, you might not have been able to do this, but I can do it. So with that, I'm going to leave this video short and sweet. I'm getting ready to drop this load here in Michigan, finally, Grand Rapids. And then I'm going up to Oklahoma. And it's a wrap. So, with that being said, it's your boy Q Deezy. I hope everybody's having a great morning. And have a great day. And I will talk to you on the rebound. Peace.